Have you ever felt a deep, inexplicable calling to something greater? A sense that you're meant to make a significant impact on the world, only to find yourself struggling to make ends meet? If so, you're not alone. This paradox, the tension between a profound spiritual purpose and financial hardship, is more common than you might think, especially among those who feel drawn to a higher calling. Welcome, beautiful souls, to a journey of understanding and enlightenment. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that many of us have grappled with: the mysterious connection between spiritual calling and financial challenges. It's a subject that's close to my heart, and I believe it's going to resonate with many of you out there. But first, I want to invite you to subscribe to the Awakening Path and join us in this journey. You see, there's a peculiar pattern that emerges when we look at the lives of many spiritually minded individuals, those who feel compelled to make a difference in the world. Often these very same people find themselves facing significant financial hurdles. It's as if the universe is playing a cruel joke, calling them to greatness while simultaneously making it difficult to even pay the bills. But what if it's not a joke at all? What if these financial struggles are actually an integral part of the spiritual journey? Think about it for a moment. Throughout history, many great spiritual leaders and visionaries have faced periods of intense financial hardship. Gandhi lived a life of voluntary poverty. Mother Teresa worked tirelessly among the poor, owning little herself. Even in biblical times, we see figures like Moses and the apostles leaving behind comfortable lives to pursue their calling. These examples beg the question: is there a deeper purpose to the financial struggles that often accompany a spiritual calling? As we explore this topic, we'll delve into several key aspects of this paradox. 1. The nature of spiritual calling. We'll examine what it means to feel called to a higher purpose, and how this calling often manifests in our lives. 2. The reality of financial struggles. We'll look at the various ways financial challenges present themselves to those on a spiritual path. 3. The potential purpose behind the struggle. We'll explore the idea that these financial difficulties might be serving a greater purpose in our spiritual development. 4. The lessons and growth opportunities. We'll discuss the valuable lessons and personal growth that can come from navigating financial hardships while pursuing a spiritual calling. 5. The path forward. Finally, we'll look at how to navigate this paradox, maintaining faith and purpose even in the face of financial challenges. It's important to understand that this journey isn't about glorifying poverty or suggesting that financial struggle is a necessary part of spiritual growth. Rather, it's about recognizing that our financial circumstances, whatever they may be, can be powerful catalysts for spiritual development and personal transformation. As we continue, I want you to keep this in mind. Your worth isn't defined by your bank balance. It's defined by your spirit, your purpose, and your impact on the world around you. So if you're feeling the weight of financial pressure right now, don't despair. This might just be the prelude to your greatest breakthrough. Remember, many of history's most impactful individuals faced similar struggles. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy." Your financial challenges may be the very thing that's shaping you for greatness. Throughout this video, we'll explore how to reframe your perspective on financial struggles, how to find purpose and meaning in the midst of hardship, and how to stay true to your calling even when the path seems difficult. We'll also look at practical strategies for navigating financial challenges while pursuing your spiritual purpose. From mindset shifts to practical money management tips, we'll cover a range of tools to help you on your journey. So, if you've ever felt the frustration of trying to reconcile your spiritual calling with your financial reality, this video is for you. If you've ever wondered why the path to purpose seems paved with financial obstacles, you're in the right place. And if you're ready to explore a new perspective on the relationship between spiritual growth and financial challenges, then stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll have a new understanding of the role financial struggles can play in your spiritual journey. You'll be equipped with tools to navigate these challenges, and most importantly, you'll be inspired to keep pursuing your calling, regardless of your bank balance. Are you ready to embark on this journey of discovery? Let's dive in and unravel the mystery of why those called to a higher purpose often face financial struggles, and how these very struggles might be the key to unlocking your greatest potential. Now, let's dive deep into the heart of our topic, the divine purpose behind financial struggles. It might seem counterintuitive, even unfair, that those chosen for a higher purpose often find themselves grappling with financial hardships. But as we explore this phenomenon, you'll begin to see how these challenges are not just random occurrences, but integral parts of a greater divine plan. First and foremost, it's crucial to understand that God's economy doesn't always align with the world's economy. While the world measures success in dollars and cents, God measures it in spiritual growth, faith, and character development. Your financial struggles, as difficult as they may be, might be the very tool God is using to shape you into the person you're meant to become. So what exactly is the divine purpose behind these financial challenges? Let's break it down and explore each aspect in detail. 1. Dependence on God. When we're financially comfortable, it's all too easy to rely on our own resources and forget about our need for God. We might pay lip service to trusting in Him, but our actions often show that we're really trusting in our bank accounts. Financial struggles force us to lean on God in a way that prosperity rarely does. Think about it. When you're not sure how you're going to pay your next bill, you're much more likely to turn to prayer. When you've exhausted all your own resources, you're forced to look to a higher power for help. This dependence on God isn't just about getting your needs met. It's about fostering a deeper, more authentic relationship with your Creator. In the Bible, we see this principle at work in the life of the Israelites. When God led them into the desert, He allowed them to experience hunger before providing manna. Why? Deuteronomy 8:8-3 tells us, He humbled you, causing you to hunger and then feeding you with manna, which neither you nor your ancestors had known, to teach you that man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. Your financial struggles are teaching you the same lesson, that your ultimate sustenance comes not from your paycheck, but from God Himself. 2. Character development. Financial hardship has a unique way of revealing our true character. It tests our patience, our perseverance, and our faith in ways that few other challenges can. When money is tight, we're forced to confront our own attitudes about wealth, generosity, and what truly matters in life. Are you willing to give even when you have little? Can you maintain a positive attitude in the face of lack? Do you treat others with kindness and respect even when you're stressed about money? These are the kinds of character tests that financial struggles bring about. Through these trials, God is molding us, refining our character, and preparing us for the responsibilities that come with our calling. James 1:2-4 puts it this way: Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Your financial struggles are not punishments, they're opportunities for growth. They're the training ground where you develop the strength of character needed to fulfill your divine purpose. 3. Empathy and compassion. There's a saying that goes, "Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about." When you've experienced financial struggles yourself, you develop a level of empathy and compassion for others in similar situations that you simply can't gain any other way. This increased compassion is often crucial for the mission God has planned for us as chosen ones. Many of us are called to help, guide, or lead others. How much more effective can we be in that role if we truly understand the challenges people face? Think of Jesus, who became poor so that you through His poverty might become rich. 2 Corinthians 8:9. His experience of human struggles, including material poverty, allowed him to connect with and help people on a profound level. Your financial struggles may be preparing you for a similar ministry of compassion and understanding. 4. Detachment from materialism. In a world that often equates worth with wealth, many chosen ones are called to missions that require a detachment from material possessions. Financial struggles can help break our attachment to worldly goods and shift our focus to spiritual riches. When you've lived without certain luxuries, you realize that you can be happy and fulfilled without them. You learn to distinguish between wants and needs, and to find joy in things that money can't buy: relationships, spiritual growth, and inner peace. This detachment from materialism is a common theme in spiritual teachings. Jesus taught, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven." Matthew 6:19-20. Your financial struggles may be teaching you this very lesson, preparing you for a life rich in spiritual treasures rather than material ones. 5. Preparation for stewardship. If God has plans to bless you with abundance in the future, He first wants to ensure you can handle it responsibly. These periods of lack are often training grounds for future stewardship. Think about it. If you suddenly came into great wealth without having learned the lessons of financial struggle, how would you handle it? Would you be able to use it wisely, generously, and in alignment with God's purposes? Or would you be more likely to squander it on momentary pleasures? The Bible is full of stories of people who were tested before being entrusted with great responsibility. Joseph endured slavery and imprisonment before becoming second in command in Egypt. David spent years as a fugitive before becoming king. These periods of hardship prepared them for the roles they were destined to fill. Your financial struggles may be playing a similar role in your life, teaching you valuable lessons about money management, generosity, and the true value of resources. Now let's delve into the invaluable lessons we learn through these financial challenges. 1. Faith in God's provision. When you're struggling financially, every provision, no matter how small, becomes a testament to God's faithfulness. You learn to trust in His timing and His methods of provision, which often look very different from what we might expect. You might find yourself, like the prophet Elijah, being fed by ravens, 1 Kings 17:2-6, or like the Israelites, collecting manna each morning, Exodus 16. These unusual forms of provision teach us to look for God's hand in every aspect of our lives, and to trust that He will provide, even when we can't see how. 2. The value of contentment. In a culture that constantly tells us we need more to be happy, financial struggles teach us the priceless lesson of contentment. We learn to find joy and satisfaction in what we have, rather than always yearning for more. The Apostle Paul wrote, "I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want." Philippians 4:11-12. This contentment is a superpower in a world driven by constant consumption. 3. Resourcefulness and creativity. Necessity truly is the mother of invention. When resources are scarce, we're forced to become more resourceful and creative. We learn to make the most of what we have, to repurpose and reuse, to find innovative solutions to problems. These skills of resourcefulness and creativity are invaluable, not just for managing finances, but for all aspects of life and ministry. They enable us to see possibilities where others see only obstacles. 4. Prioritization. When resources are limited, you quickly learn to distinguish between needs and wants. This skill of prioritization is crucial for effective leadership and mission fulfillment. It helps us focus our limited resources on what truly matters, both in our personal lives and in our calling. 5. Patience and perseverance. Financial breakthroughs rarely happen overnight. The waiting period teaches us patience and perseverance, qualities that are essential for any significant spiritual mission. We learn to keep going, to keep believing, even when we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. James 1:12 encourages us, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love Him." 6. Humility. Financial struggles have a way of keeping us humble. They remind us of our dependence on God and others, fostering a spirit of humility that is crucial for spiritual growth. This humility allows us to receive from others graciously and to give generously when we're able, without pride or condescension. 7. The true source of self-worth. When you can't rely on material possessions or financial status to define you, you're forced to find your worth in something deeper, your identity as a child of God. This is perhaps one of the most valuable lessons we can learn, as it frees us from the endless pursuit of worldly success and allows us to rest in our inherent worth as beloved creations of God. 8. The power of community. Often, it's during our times of financial struggle that we experience the beauty of community support. We learn the importance of both giving and receiving help. This interdependence is a powerful antidote to the individualism that often characterizes our society, and it prepares us for the collaborative nature of many spiritual missions. 9. Financial wisdom. Ironically, periods of financial hardship can teach us the most about managing money wisely. We learn the importance of budgeting, saving, and making thoughtful financial decisions. These lessons become invaluable when abundance does come, enabling us to be good stewards of whatever resources God entrusts to us. 10. The temporariness of material things. Financial ups and downs teach us that material wealth is fleeting. This realization helps us focus on eternal values rather than temporary possessions. As Jesus taught, do not work for food that spoils, but for food that endures to eternal life. John 6:27. Remember, these struggles are not meant to break you. They're meant to make you. They're forging you into the person you need to be to fulfill your divine purpose. Each financial challenge is an opportunity for growth, a chance to deepen your faith, and a step towards your ultimate calling. As we move forward, hold on to this truth. Your current financial situation is not your final destination. It's a training ground, a refining fire, preparing you for the great things God has in store. In our next section, we'll explore how this process of financial struggle is actually a divine refinement, and we'll discuss practical ways to overcome the stigma often associated with being broke. Stay encouraged. Chosen ones, your breakthrough may be just around the corner, and when it comes, you'll be fully prepared to handle the blessings and responsibilities that come with it. Your financial struggles are not in vain. They're shaping you for your divine purpose. As we continue our exploration of why chosen ones often face financial struggles, it's crucial to understand that this process is not random or punitive. Instead, it's a carefully orchestrated refinement process designed to prepare you for your divine purpose. Think of it like this. Just as gold is refined by fire, removing impurities and increasing its value, so too are chosen ones refined through the fire of financial challenges. This refinement process is transformative, purifying your motivations, strengthening your character, and aligning you more closely with God's will. The refinement process typically involves several stages. 1. The stripping away. This is often the most challenging phase. It's where you may lose material possessions, financial security, or status. While painful, this stage is crucial as it strips away the things you've been relying on instead of God. 2. The humbling. As your external supports are removed, you're brought to a place of humility. This is where true dependence on God begins to form. 3. The testing. Your faith, patience, and perseverance are put to the test. This stage reveals the true content of your character. 4. The molding. As you navigate these challenges, God begins to shape you. New patterns of thinking and behaving start to form. 5. The strengthening. Each overcome obstacle builds your spiritual muscles, preparing you for the weight of your calling. 6. The aligning. Through this process, your will becomes more aligned with God's will. You start to see things from His perspective. 7. The equipping. The lessons learned and the character developed during this time are actually equipping you for your future mission. Remember, this refinement process is not about making you perfect, but about making you prepared. It's about transforming you into a vessel fit for God's use. Now, let's address an important issue: the stigma of being broke. In a world that often equates financial success with personal worth, being in a state of financial struggle can feel shameful. But as a chosen one, it's crucial to overcome this stigma and recognize the true value of your journey. Here are some ways to overcome the stigma of being broke. 1. Redefine success. Success isn't about the size of your bank account. It's about fulfilling your purpose and growing spiritually. Remind yourself of this truth daily. 2. Embrace your journey. Your financial struggles are part of your unique story. They're shaping you and preparing you. Embrace them as part of your growth process. 3. Focus on non-material wealth. You may be cash poor, but are you rich in relationships, experiences, or spiritual insights? Recognize and appreciate these forms of wealth. 4. Share your story. Don't be ashamed to share your struggles. Your transparency can inspire others and break down the stigma for everyone. 5. Recognize your value. Your worth is not determined by your net worth. You are valuable because you are a child of God, chosen for a specific purpose. 6. See the bigger picture. Your current financial situation is temporary. Keep your eyes on the bigger picture of your calling and purpose. 7. Practice gratitude. Even in times of lack, there is always something to be grateful for. Cultivating gratitude can shift your perspective and attract more blessings. 8. Seek support. Surround yourself with people who understand your journey and can offer emotional and spiritual support. 9. Use your experience to help others. Your struggles equip you to empathize with and help others in similar situations. This gives purpose to your pain. 10. Trust the process. Remember that this is a refining process. Trust that God is working all things for your good, even when it's hard to see. It's also important to address the misconception that being chosen by God automatically means material prosperity. While God certainly can and does bless people financially, true prosperity in God's eyes is about spiritual wealth and fulfillment of purpose, not just material abundance. In fact, many great spiritual leaders throughout history lived lives of material simplicity. Think of Mother Teresa, Gandhi, or even Jesus himself. Their impact on the world wasn't due to their financial status, but because of their spiritual wealth and alignment with their divine purpose. So if you're feeling the weight of financial struggles, remember, this is not a punishment. It's not a sign that you're not chosen or that you're doing something wrong. It's a refining fire, preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. In our next section, we'll explore the crucial role of faith in navigating these financial challenges and how to recognize the signs that your struggle is part of a greater plan. Stay tuned. Your perspective on your financial situation is about to shift dramatically. As we delve deeper into understanding why chosen ones often face financial struggles, we come to a crucial element that acts as the bedrock of this journey. Faith. Faith is not just a religious concept. It's the vital force that propels us forward when circumstances seem dire. The light that guides us through the darkness of uncertainty. But what exactly do we mean by faith in this context? It's not merely a vague hope that things will improve. Rather, it's a deep-seated conviction that God is in control, that He has a plan, and that this plan is ultimately for your benefit and growth. It's about trusting in His wisdom, even when your bank account tells a different story. The role of faith in navigating financial challenges is paramount. Here's why. 1. Faith provides perspective. When you're in the midst of financial turmoil, it's easy to get tunnel vision, focusing solely on your immediate lack. Faith acts as a spiritual telescope, allowing you to see beyond your current circumstances. It reminds you of God's promises and His track record of faithfulness throughout history and in your own life. 2. Faith fuels perseverance. The journey of a chosen one is rarely a smooth ride. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. Faith is the fuel that keeps you going when giving up seems like the easier option. It whispers, "Keep going, this too shall pass," when everything else screams, "Give up." Faith attracts provision. There's a spiritual principle at work here. When you step out in faith, trusting God for provision, you often see doors open that you never knew existed. It's not about manipulating God, but about aligning yourself with His will and His ways of provision. Number 4, faith cultivates peace. Even in the storm of financial uncertainty, faith can anchor you in a peace that surpasses all understanding. This peace isn't dependent on your circumstances. It's a gift that comes from trusting in a God who is bigger than your financial statements. 5. Faith aligns you with God's will. As you exercise faith, you become more attuned to God's voice and His leading. This spiritual sensitivity helps you navigate your path more effectively, making decisions that align with your divine purpose, rather than just financial gain. So how do we cultivate this kind of faith? It's not something that magically appears. It's a muscle that needs to be exercised daily. Here are some practical ways to strengthen your faith. 1. Immerse yourself in God's Word. Regular Bible study reminds you of God's promises and His faithfulness throughout history. Make it a habit to start your day with Scripture, focusing especially on passages that speak about God's provision and care. 2. Pray consistently. Prayer is your direct line to God. Use it not just to express your needs and fears, but also to listen and align your heart with His. Cultivate an attitude of constant communication with God throughout your day. 3. Practice gratitude. Thankfulness shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. Start and end each day by listing 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small they may seem. 4. Surround yourself with faith-filled people. The company you keep can either build up or tear down your faith. Choose to spend time with people who encourage your spiritual growth and remind you of God's faithfulness. 5. Act on your faith. Faith without action is dead. Look for opportunities to step out in faith, even in small ways. This could be giving when you don't think you have enough, or taking a step towards your calling even when you don't feel fully prepared. 6. Remember past faithfulness. Keep a journal of how God has come through for you in the past. In moments of doubt, revisit these testimonies to bolster your faith for the future. Now, let's talk about recognizing the signs that your financial struggle is part of a greater plan. While it's not always easy to see in the moment, there are often indicators that God is at work in your situation. 1. Unexpected provision. When resources come from unexpected sources, it's often a sign of God's hand at work. This could be a surprise gift, an unexpected job offer, or a need met in an unusual way. 2. Doors opening and closing. Pay attention to opportunities that arise or close. These can be indicators of God's direction. A closed door doesn't always mean no. Sometimes it means not this way or not yet. 3. Personal growth. If you're noticing positive changes in your character, patience, or faith, it's a sign that this struggle is serving a greater purpose in your personal development. 4. Increased empathy. As you navigate your own financial challenges, you may find yourself more attuned to the struggles of others. This increased empathy could be preparing you for a future role or ministry. 5. New skills or interests. Financial constraints often lead us to develop new skills or discover new interests. These could be clues to future opportunities or directions God is preparing you for. 6. Recurring themes or messages. If you keep encountering the same message or theme in your readings, conversations, or prayers, pay attention. God often uses repetition to get our attention. 7. Peace amidst turmoil. An unexplainable sense of peace, even in the midst of financial stress, can be a sign that you're aligned with God's plan. 8. Increased spiritual hunger. If your financial struggles are driving you closer to God rather than pushing you away, it's a good indication that you're on the right path. Remember, chosen ones, that your current financial situation is not your final destination. It's a chapter in your story, a part of your journey towards fulfilling your divine purpose. Your struggles are not punishments, they're preparation. As you navigate these challenging waters, hold fast to your faith. Let it be your compass, guiding you through the storms. Look for the signs of God's greater plan unfolding in your life. Trust that He is working all things together for your good, even when you can't see it. Your breakthrough may be just around the corner, but even if it's not, there is purpose in your current season. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it refine you. For it is often in these times of testing that our faith is strengthened, our character is developed, and we are prepared for the great things God has in store for us. Stay strong, chosen ones. Your faith is not in vain, and your struggles are not without purpose. Keep pressing forward, for your greatest days are yet to come. As we near the end of our journey exploring why chosen ones often face financial struggles, it's time to focus on practical steps you can take to navigate these challenges, how to recognize and prepare for your breakthrough, and ultimately, how to embrace your journey as a chosen one. Practical steps to align with God's financial plan. 1. Cultivate a mindset of stewardship. Remember, everything you have, even if it seems little, is a gift from God. Adopt the mindset that you're not an owner, but a steward of God's resources. This shift in perspective can dramatically change how you view and handle money. Practical action. Start each day by thanking God for what you have, no matter how small. This gratitude practice will help reinforce the stewardship mindset. 2. Create a faith-based budget. A budget isn't just a financial tool, it's a spiritual discipline. It helps you align your spending with your values and ensures you're being a good steward of what God has entrusted to you. Practical action. Sit down and create a detailed budget. Include a category for giving, even if it's just a small amount. This act of faith can open the doors for God's provision in unexpected ways. 3. Practice radical generosity. It might seem counterintuitive to give when you're struggling financially, but generosity is a powerful spiritual principle. It breaks the hold of materialism and aligns you with God's generous nature. Practical action. Look for ways to be generous that don't necessarily involve money. Can you donate time, skills, or unused items to help others? 4. Seek financial education. God expects us to be wise with our resources. Educate yourself about personal finance, budgeting, and money management. Practical action. Commit to reading one personal finance book or taking one financial literacy course in the next month. 5. Develop multiple streams of income. In today's gig economy, there are many ways to supplement your income. This can provide some financial cushion and may even lead to discovering new talents or passions. Practical action. Brainstorm 5 potential ways you could earn extra income based on your skills and interests. Choose one to pursue in the next week. 6. Live below your means. Adopting a lifestyle of simplicity and frugality can free up resources for your mission and reduce financial stress. Practical action. Identify 3 areas in your life where you can cut back on spending. Implement these changes immediately. 7. Seek wise counsel. Proverbs 15:22 says, "Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed." Don't be afraid to seek advice from financially savvy individuals in your community or church. Practical action. Identify someone you know who manages their finances well. Ask if they'd be willing to meet with you to offer some advice. 8. Pray specifically about your finances. Bring your financial concerns to God in prayer. Be specific about your needs and ask for wisdom in managing your resources. Practical action. Start a prayer journal specifically for your finances. Write down your needs, your goals, and the wisdom you receive. 9. Eliminate debt. Debt can be a significant obstacle to fulfilling your calling. Make a plan to become debt-free. Practical action. List all your debts and create a repayment plan, starting with the smallest debt or the one with the highest interest rate. 10. Invest in your God-given skills. Your skills and talents are valuable resources. Investing in them can lead to increased income and opportunities to fulfill your purpose. Practical action. Identify one skill related to your calling that you can improve. Find a free online course or tutorial to start developing this skill further. Recognizing and preparing for your breakthrough. As you implement these practical steps and continue to trust in God's plan, it's important to be alert for signs of your coming breakthrough. Here's what to look out for. 1. Unexpected opportunities. Breakthroughs often come in the form of unexpected opportunities. These might be job offers, business ideas, or chances to use your skills in new ways. 2. Increased spiritual attacks. Paradoxically, an increase in spiritual opposition can be a sign that your breakthrough is near. The enemy often increases resistance when we're on the verge of a significant victory. 3. A sense of peace. Despite external circumstances, you might experience an unexplainable sense of peace or excitement about the future. 4. Prophetic words or confirmations. Pay attention to encouraging words from others, especially those with spiritual insight. These can often be God's way of preparing you for what's to come. 5. Doors closing and opening. You might find certain paths closing off while new, unexpected ones open up. This can be God redirecting you towards your breakthrough. 6. Increased clarity about your purpose. As you near your breakthrough, you might gain more clarity about your calling and how your current struggles have been preparing you for it. 7. Supernatural provision. You might experience instances of unexpected provision, not necessarily a complete financial turnaround, but clear signs of God's care and involvement in your situation. Preparing for your breakthrough. 1. Stay faithful in the small things. Continue to be diligent and faithful with what you have, no matter how small it seems. Luke 16 verse 10 reminds us, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much." 2. Prepare your character. A financial breakthrough often comes with increased responsibility. Work on developing qualities like integrity, diligence, and wisdom. 3. Plan for stewardship. Start planning now for how you'll manage resources when they increase. Develop a mindset of stewardship and generosity. 4. Stay humble. Remember that any breakthrough comes from God, not your own efforts. Stay humble and grateful. 5. Be ready to act. When opportunities come, be prepared to step out in faith and take action. Embracing your journey as a chosen one. As we conclude, it's crucial to embrace your identity as a chosen one, regardless of your current financial situation. Here's how. 1. Recognize your true worth. Your worth is not determined by your bank balance, but by your identity as a child of God. Embrace this truth fully. 2. See the bigger picture. Your current struggles are part of a larger story. They're shaping you for your divine purpose. Try to see your situation from this broader perspective. 3. Find purpose in your pain. Your struggles uniquely equip you to help others. Look for ways to use your experiences to encourage and support those around you. 4. Cultivate gratitude. Regularly practice gratitude for both the big and small blessings in your life. This will help you maintain a positive perspective even in difficult times. 5. Stay connected to community. Don't isolate yourself during financial struggles. Stay connected to a supportive community that can encourage you and remind you of your true identity. 6. Keep growing spiritually. Continue to invest in your spiritual growth through prayer, studying scripture, and serving others. This spiritual wealth is far more valuable than material riches. 7. Maintain an eternal perspective. Remember that this life is temporary. Keep your focus on eternal values rather than temporary circumstances. 8. Celebrate small victories. Acknowledge and celebrate every step forward, no matter how small. These victories build momentum and encourage faith. 9. Share your story. Don't be afraid to share your journey with others. Your story of perseverance can be a powerful encouragement to those facing similar struggles. 10. Trust the process. Remember that God is faithful. Trust in His timing and His methods, even when you can't see the way forward. Conclusion. Chosen ones, your financial struggles are not a punishment or a sign of God's disfavor. They are a crucible, refining you and preparing you for a greater purpose. Every financial challenge you face is an opportunity for growth, a chance to deepen your faith, and a step towards fulfilling your divine calling. As you navigate these challenges, remember that you're not alone. God is with you every step of the way, providing for your needs, shaping your character, and preparing you for the mission He has ordained for you. Your breakthrough may be just around the corner, but even if it's not, there is purpose in your current season. Don't let the world's definition of success cloud your vision. True success is not measured by the size of your bank account, but by your faithfulness to God's call on your life. You are valuable, you are loved, and you are chosen, regardless of your financial status. So hold your head high, chosen ones. Embrace your journey with all its ups and downs. Trust in God's plan for your life. Be faithful with what you have, no matter how little it may seem. And always remember, your current financial situation is not your final destination. It's a training ground, preparing you for the great things God has in store. Your breakthrough is coming. It may not look like what you expect, and it may not come when you expect it, but it will come. And when it does, you'll be ready, refined by your struggles, strengthened by your faith, and prepared to step into the fullness of your calling as a chosen one. Keep pressing forward, keep trusting, keep growing. Your best days are ahead, and the impact you'll make will be worth every struggle you've endured. You are chosen, you are called, and you are on the path to fulfilling your divine purpose. Embrace it all, for this is your journey as a chosen one.